Hello everyone and welcome back to Mentos Plays Starbound. I apologize for the absence of a video yesterday. As some of you may know, the first big patch came out yesterday, which involved a character wipe. It came out late at night though, and by the time it came out I did not have a chance to record a new video after the fact that it was up on Steam and I was able to get back to a reasonable approximation of where we were at when we last left off. Now, some of the big changes here is that, as you can see, our health is now affected by our armor. And so our copper chest piece gives us 8 health. That's probably rounded up from the 7.5 you see we have over 100 here. But now our armor is going to give us health instead of just giving us defense. Similarly, our weapons now are going to have different stat on there, damage per swing and then DPS. If you look at this Broken Phoenix sword, you remember our starting sword to begin with did about 28 damage per swing. Now it does 5 with 10 DPS. That is all to account for the fact that the armor penetration stat is gone. And for those of you who are who are familiar with how that stat worked, it pretty much made it so that your most viable solution in any given situation was to run to the highest threat level planet you could find a weapon by just running around avoiding everything until you found one, and it would instantly be just based on the armor penetration stat, regardless of what else was going on with it, it would be instantly better than whatever you had from a lower level planet. So that change has happened. There are some issues with it at the moment. Oh, I forgot that these guys are not friendly. Mainly the fact that some of the DPS values are extremely inflated. For example, I know that some people on the forums were saying that the steel equipment is giving off like 5,000 plus DPS, or it's getting like 5,000 damage per swing with a DPS of like 6,500 or 6,250 on one of the equipment pieces, so it is definitely something that is still needing some tweaking to the values in it, which is something they will be working on. They don't need to do a character wipe to change up the values, it just needs to be switched up a bit in the system. Now they've got the infrastructure of the new weapon system in place, there won't need to be more wipes in order to make things work. But yeah, so right now there are some weapons that are just blatantly extremely overpowered. So if we do get to a point where I can show off a little bit of steel, we will be able to see what's going on with that. Right now I am looking for more iron. In my off-camera time getting back to about where we were, I did kind of a similar progression. I got my stuff above ground taken care of, and then let me take care of these birds real quick. Oh god. And then I went on one underground exploration, and after that I kind of called it quits for the night and held off on doing anything else until we could jump into it on video here. So yeah, we are about at the level of exploration of this starting planet that we were at before. And the only thing that I haven't found quite a lot of actually is iron. In the patch notes it was said that ore amounts were probably way off at the moment, and they definitely are. The amount of silver and gold I have found on this planet is ridiculous, but part of me also wonders if a bit of that is the fact that we didn't really show it off in the Let's Play so far because I hadn't left my starting planet, but each planet that you were on had a threat level, and the higher threat level planets would usually have a higher amount of good ores, as well as stronger monsters and a little bit more harrowing of a situation. Of course, the balancing factor before was the fact that you got higher armor penetration weapons, so even though you were facing off against higher stuff, it was after the first planet, which was always level 1, and then you had time to get yourself some new weapons put together, and that would help you out in the long term. So we're gonna kill this guy real quick. I think my bow might actually be quicker. Yes, it was. So yeah, the old system was that there were a bunch of different threat level planets, and depending on what you were on, decided how strong the monsters were and everything. Now it is in a slightly different system, where this alpha sector where we're at now is actually made up entirely of level 1 planets. And then if you go to the beta sector, those are level 2, and so on. Although this seems to work pretty well for the sake of, kind of stopping the progression of just run to the highest level planet in the sector, get a weapon from there, and be ready to move on. It certainly does add a little bit of, I think, more chances for your starting world to not be the equivalent of an old level 1. So there are some people who are running into starting worlds that have birds that are just one-shotting them from the get-go, which is probably not intended. I'm sure that'll be worked on in upcoming patches as well. But my world was actually probably a little bit tougher than my world was when I started the first run through, but it hasn't been anything too bad. It has all been definitely surmountable, especially once I got my copper armor together and once I got my iron hunting bow, which is one of the last things that I did last night, was get that bow. But the one thing I have noticed is that there is a, as mentioned, severe lack. Excuse me, I have the hiccups all of a sudden. There is a kind of severe lack of iron that I'm finding. Every other ore, silver, gold, copper, coal, I found a lot of, but iron I have not found very much of at all. So that is pretty much our main goal for right now. If we can find some, we can get ourselves, oh god, there are 2 of these things. Die! Die, demon beasts! But yeah, if we can find a good opportunity too, I would like to fight the boss on this episode, and I think we should be able to beat him with the new weapon system in place. Even though our equipment will probably be a little bit behind where it was before, I don't remember exactly what we had. But if I want to do that, I need iron bars, both so I can make an upgraded weapon and so I can make a distress beacon, which of course takes some iron as well. But that is one resource that has been very, very difficult to find on this planet thus far. What I will probably be doing is after we explore a little bit down here, I'll probably make my way back to the ship. I do have enough gold to make a golden pickaxe, but I needed more pixels in order to be able to craft it. So I would like to get that taken care of. And similarly, what is the other thing? Oh yeah, I just didn't want to jump in right on going to a new world. But at the same time, I think it might be wise for our ability to find some better item. Find some iron if I am still having trouble finding it on this particular world. Let me see if I can chop this down, because plant fiber is always useful for bandages, of course. And we will pull out our flashlight so we can see what's going on down here. We do have a creature. Of course, they have changed it where you can no longer hit through blocks. So it is much, much harder if you try to cheese the game by trapping enemies. You are not going to be able to kill them as well. Of course, trapping is still very much a valid idea if you can't defeat the enemy. It is certainly not a way to kill creatures and gain pixels. So if you want to be able to kill things, you're going to need to be on a planet that you are strong enough to survive. You can't do the whole block them in and then attack them through the walls anymore, which is a very good change. Of all the changes in the patch, that was probably the most necessary in order to make the game play better, and make the game a little bit more, or I guess I should say a little bit less easily cheesable. But yeah, so we are currently just kind of wandering around down here. This is a lot of copper. I don't particularly need copper right now, but we might as well get it, because we're here and it is here as well. So we can dig out all this stuff, and then drop down, And we are probably going to continue downwards. Let's see if there's anything kind of buried underneath here. I see some gravel. If we do go to another world, it will probably be a desert world. Just because you can kind of cause cascades of sand that are both really fun, although they will probably kill the frame rate like none other. And also can get you materials very quickly, or ores that are inside the sand very quickly. So that could be one possible location that we're looking to travel. But right now, I just really want to find some iron on this planet. I would like to be able to get my equipment sorted out on the starting planet, but if I'm going to do that, I need some iron, because right now I am very much poor in that regard. If I pull up my inventory, I've got 6 iron bars with 4 ore, including the stuff that we've gotten so far today. I've got 60 copper bars with another 55 ore, 36 gold bars, 57 silver bars after making a silver pickaxe, mind you. So, for whatever reason, iron is just the only ore that has not appeared with abundance for me. In the patch notes, they even mentioned that the ore distribution had been kind of reworked, and that there was probably going to be way more ore than there normally should be, and we should enjoy it while it lasts. That's definitely true. It's just been a matter of bad luck that I haven't found iron. I need a little bit of a platform here if I'm going to make it up to this area, and now I'll need a little bit of a platform here underneath me to make it up top here. I do love the way the building works in this game because it makes it very easy to traverse up tunnels like that. Obviously you can make wood platforms or something that you could drop through and not have to worry about getting rid of them when you go back down or falling on them. But that is also something where, you know, it takes a little bit more preparation, I guess you could say. And if you're just trying to go back up, you're now trying to go back up and go back down. Oh god! The sand! The sand and the frame rate! They fall as one! Okay, well that did actually get rid of a large chunk of water for us. And we are going to have some frame rate stuttering again as we continue to mine this out. I'm sure that this is one thing that will be kind of optimized as time goes on, I guess is the best way to put it. Because right now, obviously with the game being in early beta, it is not optimized at the fullest. And the sandfalls I have seen cause frame problems on people with machines much more powerful than the laptop I use. It's just kind of, some people are getting it, some people aren't. It happens. You know, it's obviously going to be much better optimization by the time this is released in full. And at the moment, you know, it stutters for a while the sand is all falling, and then it clears out. It is actually much better than it was beforehand. Even when I wasn't recording, before the patch last night, I seem to get much worse frame rate stutter than I'm getting now, even while recording. So I think that there has been a little bit of optimization done. I got a little bit of iron ore, I don't know from where. Oh god. I have fallen through, and there are a couple of these little dinosaur things here. We can just take them out easily. I kind of want pixels over meat right now. I have a decent amount of food, but pixels I will need for crafting stuff, obviously. I am about 20 pixels shy right now of crafting my golden pickaxe, which I want to get because it will speed things up quite a bit for us, of course. Also, from what I understand in the patch notes, there is some new mining equipment that you can get. I'm assuming that it might be some kind of addition to the matter manipulator, which I would be very happy to see. You know, I don't know if I mentioned it on video, but one thing that I always found a bit weird was that you start out with this advanced technology of the matter manipulator, and it cuts down trees and mines so slowly. And then you get a pickaxe, and it works so much better. It would be nice to see that, you know, the matter manipulator could be upgraded. Maybe it was broken or whatever, and it could be upgraded to where it was more efficient than the pickaxe. Because, let's be honest, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh god. Oh god, the fine sand. God. no! What have I done? I'm getting some iron out of it at least. A little bit of gold maybe? Yeah. Got some iron, got some gold, got some pixels. There's a lot of sand underground on this planet. We are going to kind of platform our way back up here because there was a bit of silver ore over here in the walls that I would like to get. Obviously silver is a step up from what we've got now. In terms of armor, I believe we can make from silver eventually. Not just yet, but we will be able to in the long run. In my off-camera save, I have actually beaten the first boss. That's about where I was left off when the save wipe happened, was after beating it. I had better equipment than I had on my Let's Play file for sure. Let's place a torch over here, don't see anything. So now we can kind of collect some of this dirt that we just wasted by putting it up here as platforms. My temperature is beginning to drop. I don't really need this path back up particularly right now. Some gold in the wall, some copper, and again I'm seeing an extraordinary shortage of iron. We have obviously gotten some, but compared to the other stuff we have found, you know, we're finding silver and gold like it's nothing, and iron is kind of MIA. That is a little bit off from what the balance probably should be at this point in the game. You know, iron is very important to be able to make progress. It is the next weapon tier, it is needed for the distress beacon. So we may end up having to go to another planet. If that happens, so be it. What I might end up doing even is using up my pixels on my gold pickaxe and then just kind of letting myself be killed to jump back up to the ship when I won't have very much left to waste. Obviously, if you don't know, you do lose a percentage of your pixels every time you die. There is a new system in place with this patch, which is a bank. If I recall correctly from what I read on the forums, the bank is essentially you can pay 40% of your pixels in order to ensure that you lose none of them when you die. So I believe the cost of death is either 20 or 30%. So if you look at that from a kind of, I guess, balanced standpoint is the best way I could put it. What you kind of see is, I'm sorry I just killed those peaceful baby critters. I honestly did not want to, but they got in the way of my sword swing and then they were aggressive. But yeah, what was I looking for? The, now I can't remember. More gold? Yeah, I forget what I was going for. Oh yeah, the bank, will take 40% or something along those lines of your pixels in order to ensure that you don't lose any when you die. Since when you die it's either 20 or 30, like I said, I can't remember what percent of your pixels you lose. But with it being one of those, let us toss down our anvil real quick, because I want to make my gold pickaxe. That'll speed things up for us. Gold pickaxe, craft, and then I will eventually want to make the Carver XL, which it does appear, oh no, maybe not. It does appear like they have released another patch to fix those DPS issues I was talking about before. The hatchling here used to have like 80 DPS, and it was really cheap. So actually crafting weapons right now doesn't help me all that much with what I have available. They're all about the same DPS as what I have right now. So I am glad they fixed that, although I do kind of wish that I could have had some fun with the higher DPS than intended weapons. Excuse me. But what we're going to do is mine our way through a little bit more, looking for some iron. If nothing else, we're going to want to craft an iron pickaxe. Not an iron pickaxe. We're going to have to want to craft some silver armor, since we don't really need to go to the iron tier. And then we are going to want to what else did I want to accomplish? Since the weapons are kind of pointless to craft right now, being about the same as what I already have. Oh god. I did not want to die just yet. Let us bandage up a bit. It's a little bit more gold there. Is that iron in the wall, or is that just the cobblestone? I think that's just the cobblestone. Yep, it is. Okay. Let's grab our torch back, and then we're going to come over this way. But yeah, in terms of having DPS values fixed, it's nice, although it would have been nice to kind of mess around with the overly powerful weapons for a little while. But I didn't want to take too long off camera last night, and it was also getting very late and I needed to sleep. So I wasn't able to make any weapons before I went to bed because of the lack of iron. Now it seems like the iron weapons are kind of pointless. Oh god, those were hostile. I thought they were the same as the friendly one up there. Well, regardless, we're going to be back to our ship now, so why not try out a different planet? That little reanimation cutscene is perfect for me to take a drink. So, I never showed off in the original video how to go about going to before the patch, how to go to a different planet. Now, before you could use unrefined wood as fuel, which was almost brokenly powerful. Now you have to use coal or certain ores that you get later in the game. So coal for each ore that you put in is going to give you 2 fuel. We're going to make 484 here. And then we're going to go to our pilot seat, which is going to pull up our star map. We'll click on Find Random so that we can... Actually, you know what? No, never mind. We want to... I'm going to exit out of that. I'm going to set this as my home so that if I want to, I can get back here easily. What do we have? We have a forest biome. We've got a moon biome. Snow and can't land. In the solar system, we have a arid biome, which is pretty much a desert. We got snow, we got forest, and we have forest. Let's actually stay within our own system here. We're going to go to this forest moon here. Yeah, that one there. Which should cost me barely any, if any fuel at all. I think it costs us 1 to go to the next moon over. So it's going to go through this little loading scene while it gets the planet prepared, which is going to be us flying through space, and we will make our FTL jump using coal as our fuel source, which is kind of awesome. If we can make FTL travel that uses fuel and it uses coal as a fuel source, that is a pretty powerful technology. Let's be honest here. So we're going to jump our way through space. There's a lot of little things going on the side there that I cannot even remotely keep up with. We're just going to have to kind of sit here and wait until we get over there. Of course, you know, practically speaking, when it comes to jumping to another planet in the same system at faster than light speeds, you're probably not going to be in a position where you're too worried about the where it's going to take you really that long out a single solar system. But at the same time, of course, there is this silver right at the surface? Can I get some iron? I mean, silver is good too. I'm not complaining, and since iron weapons obviously aren't all that helpful to me right now, I mean, I'm not going to complain about getting more silver, but right at the surface like that is a bit crazy. But yeah, obviously, you know, it's the loading screen for the new planet, so it doesn't really matter if you're jumping from one star system to the next, if you're jumping within a solar system, if you're jumping to a new sector, whatever it is, it's going to take you approximately the same amount of time to load in. We got one of these guys who is relatively powerful, it seems. Let's get our iron bow. Oh god. Yeah, he is very strong. Oh god, there are two of them. Give me my sword! There's one down. Bandages, go, please. Okay. There we go. That worked out well. Oh god, so many creatures. I have a feeling this did not used to be a low threat level planet. I'm not going to be able to hit them with the bow. So you know what, we're going to go to the right. We are going to go off this way. I should probably bandage up again. I should probably eat some meat. Because it has been a while since I've eaten anything. So even though I wasn't getting the prompt meat, it's probably not a bad idea to have some. We got some copper we can see. Are you friendly or are you evil? You are evil. Okay. But you are just going to try to charge me, and that is easy to handle. The projectile's a bit harder. The guys who are just going to charge me, not so bad. I do actually very much prefer the non-specific threat levels. Okay, this seems to be a town. This guy's not going to talk to me. Thought there was supposed to be a blacksmith here. Sign clearly says anvil. Okay, there's some iron. So yeah, of the progression scheme now, I do feel like it is a lot more interesting to beam down to a random planet. Because you don't know if it's going to be something really easy, if it's going to be something really hard. You don't know necessarily if it is going to be a situation where you're going to be tested, or if it's going to be something where you are relatively capable of handling yourself. It definitely opens up a lot more exploration content. Now, of course, I don't know exactly how this system works. I don't know if all the planets in Alpha Sector are about even now, instead of ranging in difficulty, or if they still range in difficulty, but they're all, low threat compared to the other sectors, so they're all threat level 1. I'm not sure how exactly that is worked, but I do know that it is the enemies seem much more difficult now, and even the weapons. Oh my god. What? That hit you right in the face. And the enemies that you're facing are definitely much harder than anything we saw in our threat level 1 world on the Let's Play. So especially now with the DPS values fixed. Apologies. Especially now with the DPS values fixed, it does seem like the game has gotten a little bit more difficult in terms of enemies, although not necessarily in terms of overall gameplay. Okay, now we got this glitch guy who's saying death to heathens. We can kind of just keep him at bay with our sword. Okay, now what is over here? Obviously wherever he... Oh god, there are two more of them. Okay, these guys are not that bad though. They're taking a lot of hits, but I can honestly just kind of keep them at bay. I don't know what that just did. What did that just do? I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever what pressing that obelisk just did to me. Maybe it healed me? I don't remember where my health was at, but I think it healed me. Right now I'm just kind of going across. Oh god, it's a mini-boss. My knockback is not very good against this man. My bow is probably the stronger weapon I have, if I can hit with greatly charged shots. Yeah! Hit him with the bow until he dies, and what did he drop for me? Beautiful Bro Slasher. That is an awesome sounding weapon. Unfortunately, its stats are not so awesome. 4 damage per swing, 2.37 swings per second, 8 DPS is worse than what I have now. So, not going to be using that, despite the fact that it has an awesome name. I think these guys are friendly. Yes, they are. Get some more silver by the surface here. Not really finding much in the way of iron still. It seems like iron is my Achilles heel right now. If you want any ore but iron, I got you covered. But if you want iron, this game is going to make it hard on you, apparently. Okay, real quick, if I plop down my furnace, I'm going to want to stand over on this side. Plop down my furnace, go in here. I can smelt these 46 silver ores while I get a drink. I think I only needed 10 to get to the next armor set, but I also think that I need more than that for the distress beacon. So we will be able to make more than enough to handle both things in the long term. We're now up to 80. So if I can destroy this real quick. I didn't really mean to use my stone axe, but it works. Where's my anvil? Oh, it's in my hotbar, that's right. Anvil, you get placed, and then I should be able to... No, I can't make silver armor yet. Okay, so I really need iron because, you know, I'm getting way ahead in terms of other ores, and I am falling way behind in terms of my progression, because I am not finding the ore needed for progression. Oh god. Yeah, that was definitely fall damage. There's some iron. I see you hiding in the landscape over there, Mr. Few Pieces of Iron Ore. I love having the gold pickaxe. I know they get better than that, but it's just nice to have this gold pickaxe. It speeds things up so nicely over the copper one that we had before the save wipe. Let us see, we got more copper here. Of course, I do want to consider... Hello, Mr. Fellow Avian. Will you talk to me? No, you will not. You want to be a jerk about things. I could sleep in your bed, I could grab your clock. Everyone could always use a clock, right? What's under there? What are you hiding, Mr. Bird? Aha! Some more iron ore. Some more copper, which is useless. Some more gold ore. Wasted badger, 9 DPS. Not worth it. Okay, well, thank you for revealing yourself to me, secrets. Glitch hidden trapdoor. That's actually useful. In fact, in my time spent with Terraria, one of the things I always wish they had included in that game was the ability to make a door that opened up and down, a trapdoor of sorts, because then if you wanted to make your house kind of protected against the onslaught of blood moons, pirates and pirate invasions, whatever, you could just make the door, and you could just make the door on the roof, and then you would be able to prevent anything from actually getting in and opening it, except maybe the eyes, who would be able to fly into it and possibly open it during those kind of situations. But, it's kind of nice to see that there is a trapdoor like that. I probably would have opened it instead of taking it, but I didn't know that it wasn't just stone. Let's grab some of this stuff. Could get some more coal. Coal is always useful, especially with wood not being a viable fuel anymore. You know, coal is something that you are going to need on a moment-to-moment basis in order to continue exploring the solar system. I'm liking the fact that I can't just rush my way through things. You know, iron probably should have been more common than it has been. And once I get the iron stuff I need, rushing through to the next tier is going to be really simple. But the fact that I have been having trouble finding iron has made it where I am kind of forced to explore a lot more, which is kind of nice. Oh god. And I've angered the two peaceful things too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you just got in the way. Don't hurt me. Everything is dead. Everything is dead. Let's go down this way now. Oh, there's a chest there. I almost didn't even notice it. We've got a shroom bed blueprint, as well as a magic kill stopper. Not really sure what that is. Oh, it's a shield. I gotcha. I thought there was a blueprint at first, actually. Okay, there's a little bit more iron here. High CPU usage by Starbound.exe. You don't say. I'm just gonna chop down this giant mushroom. We'll get lots of little tiny mushrooms out of it. And we will also get this iron ore. I got one of these things. This might hurt me. Yep, it poisoned me. Okay, so maybe we should try going to the left again, since obviously we made it pretty far to the right, and this isn't a very big moon. We're probably going to find our way back to where we were quicker by going left. And as long as there's not too hectic a situation going on in terms of enemies, we should be able to handle it. I'm sorry, peaceful creature. Oh dear lord! Why? Why so much at once? I hate you. 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 You know what? We should make more bandages while I'm thinking about it. It takes 4 plant fiber. We have 415. Let's make 100. Okay. So after almost dying immediately after getting back on the planet, we are now in decent shape to continue again. Let us get our gold. I can get our coal down here. Not gold. So one thing you may notice is that we don't always respawn with full health, I believe. Unless I am mistaken and was paying wrong attention. Essentially that's because with the armor now adding health, you heal for the maximum amount of health that you could have naturally. And then anything beyond that is extra. What is going on down here? I have never seen a structure like this before. Okay, that is hostile. Oh, god damn it! Give me time to get my sword out. Please drop your weapon. Please, please, please drop your weapon. Did not drop their weapon. We did get a yellow stim pack. Let's see what that does. I've never used a stim pack. That gives me brightness. Okay. And so it seems like the stim packs are probably along the lines of the little rotating things, in terms of they are going to give you a certain amount of a certain power up. So you know, with the rotating ones you can get speed up, you can get your health refilled, you can get the one that the yellow stim pack there just gave us, which is a like iridescent glow that lights up areas for you. So obviously that seems to be what that is. I have never seen an area like this. This is really cool. I wonder if I can take these bars. I can. They're just vines. That's kind of cool. They are vines that are made to look like what they are. Geysers. I can take geysers with me. Oh god! That one has a gun. And I'm on fire. So naturally, help me Jesus, help me Oprah, help me Tom Cruise. We are Ricky Bobby. This one has died. Poop Smasher. So it's a hammer. 11 DPS, but it swings much slower than what we got. So it is technically an upgrade, but only by 1 damage, and at the cost of... Oh, that's an awesome door. I want that. Glowing orb. There is so much cool stuff here. There's a flashlight. I already have a flashlight. I would kind of like this lamp though. So we do appear to be in a prison, which is kind of awesome. There's a floor in here. Oh god, it's gonna attack me. Prisoner, I will save you. Just don't kill me. I know you and my people don't get along all that well, but... We got a prison bed. It kind of seems like there was a breakout in progress when I left. What is this? I kind of like this. It's a water fountain. Torture device? How is that a torture device? We're talking like Chinese water torture? And the fact that the prisoners are attacking the guards is making my life a little bit easier. Oh god. Why are you not hitting? Got a couple more stim packs. What's going on over here? We got a lot of cages. And we got a sword person. Jumped in the fire, which should help me a little. Jumped in the lava, which should help me a little bit. It's awesome to see the spacefaring races still like using lava pits as traps. Like of all the things you could use, you're gonna use a lava pit. That's kind of cool, actually. It's also very dark in here. I won't lie. I should probably craft some more torches as well. They make 2 each, so let's make 200 more torches. It'll give us ample to kind of get our way around without worry. Of course, dirt being one of the most ample resources, we're going to be more than free to use to make platforms. This episode has actually turned out kind of cool because we found this prison. I am very happy with this. This is just a bunch of bone block. Is there an enemy over here? Can I get the upper hand if there is? I'm not hitting anything. Also, how am I losing temperature when I'm standing right next to a pool of lava? Oh god. There was most certainly an enemy there. Die before you hit me. Okay, well I just kind of cheesed that enemy by staying so close that her gun couldn't hit me. Let's see. 11 DPS. Crappy broadsword. Ours is 10 DPS. 1.92, 1.71. Once again, I would rather have the slightly faster swing speed for more common knockback than have the little bit of extra damage. Oh god. Another person with a spear. Go away, Florins. I guess the Florins really don't care all that much about bird people. They don't like the fish, though. Feeble hacker. That gives us 10 DPS, 5 damage per swing, 2 swings per second. Hello, person in this cage. What happens if I free you? You attack me. I have just freed you from prison, and you attack me. You horrible, horrible person! Excuse me for the coughs. There's some rather cool looking dirt going on outside. We are still losing temperature, despite the fact that this is apparently magma rock down here. And you would think that would keep us relatively warm, all things considered. What is this? Flesh block. That is a floor made of flesh. That is rather horrifying. Why would you do that, Florence? Why? Oh god. This woman just attacked me from above. Yeah, I'm gonna kill all the guards for you prisoners, and then I'm gonna leave you here, because otherwise you're gonna attack me. And that is not cool. That is not cool, prison people. I might want to place down my campfire just to free up one inventory spot. Cook up this 9 meat. We could also free up one by getting our copper ore taken care of. I don't know why I had that gold ore separate from the rest. And our iron ore taken care of, but at least the food is cooked now, because that is probably the more pressing of the two concerns. There is no prison break going on in this sector, it appears. Oh! That's why there was a breakout going on. I opened all the cells. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. The prisoners didn't escape on their own. I freed them. So we're just gonna stand back and kill these two, because before they can make it up this hill, I can just knock them back down. You killed Tree Razor. Red stim packs should be a full health type of thing. Volcanic plant. We got a glowing orb here, which is a form of chest. Ooh, a medical kit. Glowing plant. Glowing orb. You know what, I'm gonna take one of those. It appears as though this is the top of our area here. So we can go back and head the other direction now. We are gonna have to be careful because obviously the Florins, who I have now released from prison, are gonna attack me. Because that makes sense. Thank you for letting me out of prison, good sir. Let me kill you. And in the process get killed myself, hence nullifying my freedom from prison. Torture rack. Sure, why not? Nothing wrong with some torture devices to leave around the house. You know? Makes things nice and comfy cozy. Florin is hungry. Just die. Die, you horrible, horrible creatures who are trying to kill me for freeing you from prison. Okay, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Oh god. One of you has a strong weapon, the other one not so much. Well, strong knockback wise. Oh my god, drop through the platform, please! I know I am absolutely cheesing the game right now. Taking advantage of mechanics in a big way. but it had to be done if I wanted to live. And I still want to explore this place until this episode ends. So, it made sense. We also have a lot of pixels now, by the way. Opening that up has made this person angry. She has a pretty cool weapon. I really wish they were dropping weapons for me, because some of these look kind of cool. Like that spear, I mean, I prefer the arc of the sword, but that was kind of cool. We could release all the prisoners again. Why not? We're almost at an hour, honestly. I did not realize that. And we might as well release the prisoners on this end, too. Help us deal with guards some more. Now these people are like, you're forcing the prisoners to attack us. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just trying to free them. I swear I have no ill intentions. Ooh, can you gain health by sitting now? No, that was from the bandage. Okay. That makes sense. This is a very big prison complex. Guard! Guard, help me! Why are you helping the prisoner? You should be more worried about them than me. These guards are stupid. Might as well grab another torture device while we're here. Apparently that cell was a split cell. Oh god, the guns. The guns and the prisoner. The angry prisoner and the gun. It sounds like a horrible, horrible story. Hello, and welcome to this edition of The Angry Prisoner and the Gun. Oh god, you could seriously hit me from there? Oh god. Oh god. Yep, we're gonna die here. We're gonna die. Yep. Large pixel loss. Very, very large pixel loss. So with that, we have a couple more things I will do before the episode ends. Not a whole lot, but I do want to toss my furnace down. And we are going to smelt our iron, which should give us enough to make something at least. We can also smelt our gold. We don't really need to do the copper. I still have that thing. Probably would have helped against the gunfire, but not a whole lot. And I have a two-handed weapon anyway. So let's see if we can make anything worthwhile with these 26 or 32 iron bars. Let's scroll to our anvil. Obviously we can make all these weapons, but their DPS is not even as good as what I already have, which is kind of erring in the other direction. You know, it went from being way overpowered to being not powerful enough. I can make 2 pieces of iron armor. Might as well. Let's take off our helmet and our chest piece. I am now a topless bird. Sorry, not chest piece. I want to take off the helmet and the boots. Okay, and then we want to make hatchling circlet, craft, hatchling's loincloth, craft. Okay, and then when we get some more iron, we can make a good chest piece. We're gonna put some stuff away here. We're gonna put away that. These stim packs I might make more use of now. Now that I know what they do to an extent, but I am also gonna toss them away for the moment. I do want to bring one bed with me. So we might as well just keep one of these prison beds. This guy I'm not going to be using while I have a two-handed weapon. Burning coals, pointless junk. Oh wow, pointless junk is actually really an improvement over what I have. I did not realize that was actually a weapon, but this is 5 damage per swing, 10 DPS at 1.92. This is 7 damage per swing, 2 swings per second, DPS 14, and appears to be lightning enchanted. So that is a big improvement actually. We're going to put this trap door down. Silly Rubbish is only 11 DPS. 1 floor on bed. Old chest we might use to store stuff at a later time. Silver ore I could smelt, but not a big deal. Mushrooms. Torture devices. NAF kill stopper, which is another type of shield I presume. We got these lamps. We got dry sap dispenser, which is light. A dry sap dispenser. The one thing standing between the Florins and a dusty demise. That sounds kind of horrifying. This vine door is really, really cool. I kind of want to use that somewhere. I'm not sure where yet, though. The Bro Slasher was unfortunately not a very good weapon. And we can put these geysers away here. I'm guessing that these values that it's showing in the corner here in the bottom right is the pixel value if you use the refinery with them. I'm not sure. Regardless, we also have the Poop Smasher, which is not a very good weapon. And over here in our ore segment, we have the Feeble Hacker. We've got a door. We've got flesh blocks, which is kind of horrifying still. Wasted Badger, which is not all that great. We've got Volcanic Plant, Glowing Orb. Slappy Sticker, which is not good. We got Crappy Junk, which is 12 DPS. It's got a little skull there. Still less DPS than what we got, so I'm going to stick with what we have. And a couple of torture racks, which I can even put one on the wall right now if I wanted to. And we're going to take this med pack and put it over here. What is this? Wooden platforms, vines. Okay. That seems like about what I want to carry along with me. Let's take that. And then real quick. Oh my god, that's awesome. I now have a ranged attack with my hammer. And it does extra damage. Okay, that is really cool. Real quick before we end the video. Let's beam down to the surface. And see if we can't find anything interesting. These guys are friendlies, don't want to hurt them. Where are you, enemy monsters? A giant enemy crab would work. I could attack its weak spot for massive damage. I guess I might as well just walk real quick across the surface here. Hey look, more iron. It might help if I was using my pickaxe and not my hatchet. A hatchet is not the best tool to dig up ore. I mean, it might work, but it's going to be very slow. So we got one of these little black Bulbasaurs here. Oh yeah, that is much better. And I think our armor is significantly better too. The fact that I can hit them for the first hit from a distance. It doesn't seem like the distance attack does a whole lot of damage, but I did just get raw alien meat, killing them with a normal weapon, which is not all that common. And we have now officially explored the entirety of this planet's surface. In fact, if I go back a little bit, I could probably find, yes, this little guy here, which is where we died on our first time through. It just kind of disappears when I dig it up. That's kind of disappointing. But yeah, so our hammer's ranged attack doesn't really do a whole lot, but it does fire commonly and do knockback, so it does slow down enemies' approaches. This is definitely an upgrade. I like this weapon. It's not the best thing we could have asked for, but it is not bad. So with that, we will call this episode quits. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the episode and our quest through the floor in prison. Next episode we will probably be journeying back down that way to see what all we missed out on down there. Obviously there was at least a whole nother wing of the prison that we didn't even explore. So we're going to be up to that on the next episode for sure. Thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you continue to enjoy the series. And I will see you next time. I apologize for the fact that we were not able to show off the brokenly high DPS weapons that were available last night. But on the other hand, it did make for a much more interesting challenge instead of the game being ridiculously easy. To consider this 14 DPS weapon was about 1/7 as strong as some of the weapons I was running into that were craftable from iron. So yeah, definitely a big difference. Definitely a change for the better, as much as it is disappointing that I couldn't show those off. But yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.